hardship, like
Tasha Wall, she's gonna have Proctor's in there too.
I'm ready.
Okay. Morning, Matt.
Seth Tabor. Seth Tabor is a drinking. Right. It seems to be increasing.
What do you do, like, what's the law for?
We house by parts. In other words,
By parts?
yeah.
Morning.
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 And they have the executive session.
I'm back.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good piece. Yeah, yeah.
I can't believe you didn't resign. I'm almost curious as to whether they would talk about his options.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Doesn't seem to happen around here, so. But you can discuss options with people.
I could.
No, you can, but then they turn around and say, well, he tried to get me.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's the slippery slope of the whole. I mean, the easiest thing is just to talk to her. She just came in.
She doesn't have a problem.
No cable.
Hey, Ryan, come here a second, please.
Morning, Scott.
Morning, Scott. Morning.
Who was the antrim?
The sheriff.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Brian's not.
Who good boys?
It seems to me
That's nothing. Is it nothing? Yes. Huh? Nothing?
Morning, Commissioner.
Actually find it easier to read with the thing on.
You should do it long.
It's crazy talk. No, it's something about this, what I have now.
Going bad.
When it makes you cough about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need some coffee. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, did we get any other response from our colleagues?
Yeah. No. Well, hey,
We did
the talk around.
what we were gonna do.
is that we're gonna
And
close.
it doesn't put us,
I'm ready to sign it.
it gives us room to move.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to sign, it's okay.
Yeah.
The process
We gotta
of
do
doing
it.
it.
Yeah, he wasn't here, I think he'd have a different heart if he was here yesterday.
Yeah.
Which that means we're gonna have to manage it.
Well, then maybe I should text Mike Wiley.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean somebody can't.
Yep.
But if they do, we gotta be 100% on our game out there.
Yeah, Tasha Wall has been, was a tough one in terms of like, every scenario we went to was like, she needs to go back.
Yeah.
So,
And, because once this is in place, if you send somebody back, then the next morning we're gonna have to turn it over. We gotta make.
You know what, do this again. So not so close to you.
You know, I mean,
yeah. We're on.
Put some distance.
Huh?
They put some distance. I used to try to put some distance, I just can't believe how.
yeah.
Like I used to, I didn't get
I
enough sleep
understand
last
that
night, and since I got the COVID, I constantly,
Yes, that's what,
collapse.
or-
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's
and
terrible.
let that know, then by next week, him and his
Mhm.
representative should have a contract for a month.
They say as you get older, you need more sleep.
Morning, Jess, morning, Jess.
I think people need more sleep generally.
Yeah.
Steal your chair?
No.
I usually sit up here. You can sit beside me, I'll move my stuff. You can just sit here. Do you know? So literally, this was all I was on.
You made up your mind.
I feel like just moving today.
That's okay.
Yeah. No, we rushed around to take the car down and get inspected.
I just love office supplies.
Ended up getting, signed
Yeah.
up.
That's like that, pulling in the school when I was dropping.
Is this,
Interesting is, the right line is completely blocked.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, well, we have a resolution.
Yeah, that's the biggest challenge. I wanna try to get some out on the spreadsheet.
Here's what you just
They
said.
can fold them in there.
It's interesting now. I'm able to read.
Yeah, we take it over, they fold it, it's ready to
Yeah,
stuff it in.
that's what you want to intend to do.
Is Tony gonna join us, do you know?
Good morning.
That's why you wanted to do the chair.
Okay, are any of the board members going to?
I don't see Ryan, so yes.
See, Brian's in court.
No.
I just talked to him earlier this morning.
Did they grade
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Donuts?
We're not gonna have anybody here.
Honestly, I didn't know.
Good morning, who's on the line?
Good morning, Joe.
Anyone else? Hi, Brian.
Show those minutes with the, show those minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Morning.
Oh, okay.
We have.
I just like that.
That's, you put it on the sheet.
Yeah. Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Sheriff Losk. I sit as the Vice Chair of the Prison Board. Commissioner Macera is not available. So at this time, we'll convene the Friday, October 14, 2022 Lycoming County Prison Board. And I will, actually, we'll take roll call first to make sure we have a quorum. Judge Butts, I see you're here. Commissioner Metzger.
Here.
Commissioner Macera, unavailable. Commissioner Rabito is here. Controller Rogers is here. Dia Gardner is unavailable. Jill, you're with us for minutes, right? Okay, thank you. Sheriff Lusk is here. We have Counsel Brian Bluth on the phone with us.
Correct.
Good morning, Brian. He's there somewhere.
Good morning.
Good morning. Board Shoemaker, Barnes, and Ebner are all here. And our Director of Personnel is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
With that, I would presume everyone has received their minutes for the Friday, September 9 meeting. And with that, I would ask if, for a motion for the approval of the minutes.
I'll second.
And a second. Are there any questions on the motion or any corrections from anyone regarding the minutes?
I wonder if Jill knows who.
Let's do that again. The motion came from,
Commissioner Metzger.
okay.
Mayor Vito second.
Did you get that, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't get something, just mark and I'll clarify for you. So we have a motion and a second on the minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, we will have public comment on agenda items only. Anyone present with any public comment? Would there be anybody on the phone
No.
for public comment? Okay, there being none, we will proceed to approval of bills. I will ask for a motion on the approval of the bills.
I'll move to approve, Mayor Vito.
And a second? I'll make the second. Are there any questions on the motion or any questions or comments on the bills? We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Motion approved. Personnel actions.
Thank you, Sheriff. We'd
Yes, sir.
be seeking the approval of one personnel action, and that is George Sisley as a full-time correctional officer relief at the county prison.
Okay, we have recommendation from the warden for George Sicily as a full-time CO. I would ask for a motion.
I'll move.
Judge Butts, in a second.
I'll second Mayor Peter.
Commissioner Mirabito. Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Informational highlights, warden.
The population report indicates that for the month of September, the prison carried an average of 173.33 males at the prison and 34.67 males at the pre-release center. That's an average daily population of 208 with a peak of 221. For females, we carried an average of 21.77 at the prison and 10.57 at the pre-release center for an average daily population of 32.33 and a peak of 35. Our average in-house daily population then was 240.33 with a peak in the month of 254. We had an average of 31.5 males serving in-home detention and 8.57 females. We had no overcrowding transfers in the month, and our total then population is the same as the in-house population, 240.33. It's down just shy of 10 inmates per day from August. Our average for the year then is 268.09. The prison disciplinary report. The disciplinary committee chaired by Deputy Warden Barnes conducted 44 hearings in the month of September. 40 of those hearings resulted in a finding of guilty with disciplinary lockup time imposed. 1 resulted in a guilty with lockup time suspended, and 3 resulted in a not guilty finding. Those 44 hearings were conducted on 28 different inmates, 8 of which had greater than 1 write-up for the month, and staff generated 38 informational reports in the month. And Ryan, is there anything that you wish to add regarding the disciplinary report?
No, I don't have anything to add.
The pre-release center report is your next report. In the month of September, the pre-release center carried an average of 3 inmates on work release, 3 male inmates on work release, and 32 male inmates on work crew, 11 female inmates on work crew, for an average for the month of 35 males and 11 females. The then year-to-date average says is 67 and 39. I don't believe, I believe that's actually a typo, because I don't believe that the average on the year, monthly average in the year is 67. The program highlights are that all staff completed fire and OC training, and that was led by Training Sergeant Joseph DeFrancisco. The report that follows is the bail release program report. In the month of September, the bail release program carried an average of 41.47 clients on supervised bail, 84.23 clients on intensive supervised bail, and 0.03 clients on driving under suspension sentences. That was then an average for the month in the program of 125.73. Those clients then saved 3,772 bed days at the prison. The final report in your packet is the mental health snapshot. That snapshot was taken on October 11th, and on that day, 284 inmates were counted within the prison system, 245 males and 39 females. 109 males and 4 females were found to be under roster A with no mental health history. That's 39.79%. 54 males and 10 females were under roster B with past mental health history within the last year, but no active symptoms in the last year. That's 22.54% of the population. 74 males and 24 females, or 34.51% of the population, had current mental health history. and 8 males and 1 female, or 3.17% of the population, were experiencing symptoms of serious mental illness. The psychotropic medications that were distributed at the pre-release center, of the 28 inmates on work crew and 2 inmates on work release on this day, 5 of them were receiving meds, or 16.67%. There were 8 females, 4 of which were receiving meds, or 50%. And then at the prison, there was 177 male inmates, 29 were receiving meds, 16.39%, and 23 females, and 7 of which were receiving meds, that's 30.43%. The total percent of inmates on meds at the pre-release center was 23.68. The total percent of inmates on meds at the prison was 18%, and the total within the population of the prison system was 18.91%.
Warden,
Yes.
that, usually I think we run about 50% of the population with no mental health in roster A, or like 45 or something. This seems like a real low, a high number with some mental health, either active or history.
To give you, well, I guess to give you an example, last month, roster A was at 42.17%.
Yeah, but usually north of 40 with no mental health. It's interesting.
Right, so there's I don't really have a reason for the decline at this point, but
Right.
certainly,
It's welcome.
right, and anytime you have a decline in the percentage of inmates with serious mental illness.
Well, no, that's A. I'm talking about, we're actually.
Oh, you're talking
going
about
in the
roster
other
A.
direction.
Okay, so.
Roster A has no mental health history at all,
Okay.
right? And what I'm saying is that
It's the reverse of that.
it's the reverse
yeah.
of that. And maybe it's some of what we know that there's a lot of mental health issues post-COVID in the general population, and, that's what I'm saying. Like the statistic you read was 42 or something.
Yes, I follow what you're saying. Yeah, there's
Yeah. I don't think I've ever.
a decrease in the amount of inmates that have no mental health history.
Yeah.
Meaning that obviously then there's an increase currently in the amount that we have in the building that have some
Right.
mental health history.
Yeah.
From either past history with no current symptoms down to serious mental illness right now.
That could be a combination of people now being more willing to report
That's true.
prior treatment.
Yeah.
It could be people seeking more treatment than usual, so that,
Could be a
that-
positive thing, yeah.
So many of these inmates, Judge, are they're self-reporting. That's what we
well,
have.
it's all self-reported
Self-reported.
information, but whether or not they're willing to share it, now it sounds like maybe they are,
Yeah.
because they recognize the benefits.
Commissioner.
I'd like to see the average over the year. I mean, 1 month is certainly a measure. I'd like to see the average over the year, to see if it's truly gone up or down.
Yeah, we can look at this. I remember that number for some reason, and when it went below 40, I was like, oh.
Could you bring that back? just-
But maybe it is more self-reporting, so that's good.
Any other comments on the reports from the warden?
Could I ask a question about?
Judge.
And tell me to stop. The telehealth for the mental health individuals, have you had any success with getting another psychiatrist?
No.
Okay, thank you.
We've spoken with another agency, and we have reached out to the current agency that we're contracting with for alternatives. And at this point, he's still contracted, and he's still available. He's providing the ability for us to contact him to review matters, but he
Okay.
has not been meeting on a regular basis for several weeks now.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the reports that the warden just provided? Okay, Warden, you want to?
Yes, going down through the additional informational highlights, on September 8th of this year, Sergeant DeFrancisco provided TASER training to the prison staff. On September 14th, Deputy Warden Ebner, Deputy Warden Barnes, PRC Manager Thompson, and Warden Shoemaker attended the leadership development training that was provided by the Lycoming County Human Resources Office. On September 15th, Deputy Warden Ebner and PRC Manager Thompson participated in a hostage negotiation training exercise, and that was in collaboration with the Williamsport Bureau of Police Special Response Team. On September 16th, Deputy Warden Ebner participated in the quarterly Lycoming County CJAB meeting held at 3rd Street Plaza. On September 20th, Prison and PRC Administration met with Cost Management Plus Representative Julia Alday. The PIMIC program, which the county participates in their report showed that the county received in September 2022 healthcare savings for the period of March of 2022 to September 2022 totaling $704,152.98 for outpatient services and $196,889.37 for inpatient services. On September 26th, Seth Bloomquist from the Juvenile Court Judges Commission conducted an audit of the prison's monitoring compliance with the Juvenile Justice Reform Act. And on September 29th, 2022, I attended the PCCD Regional Evidence-Based Practice Workshop held in Harrisburg along with Judge Potts. That's all the informational highlights that I have been for.
Any questions from any of the board for any of the informational highlights for the board? Okay, there being none. Old business. Bethany Young. Come on down. I always wanted to say that. Come on down. That could be a good MC.
Good morning.
He's going to report on the reentry program and in-prison reentry. Thank you.
Correct. So starting with the report from the Adult Probation Office, the program population statistics, there were 14 sentenced, 62 APO, and we had 5 pretrial. The total program population as of October 11th was 81, with 62 of those being male and 19 being female. For the GPS and alcohol monitoring services, there was 33 active clients receiving those services. 8 of those were on alcohol monitors, 8 were GPS monitors, 13 were home guard monitors, and 4 with SL2 breathalyzers. The total intakes in September were 22. Moving on to the in-prison report. As of September 30th, there were 35 active clients and 2 pending intakes. Since the beginning of the year, there were 90 intakes completed, 71 LSIRs, 78 transitional action plans, and 205 sessions completed by the reentry coordinator. There were 115 individuals released, 64 appointments made, 215 resources given, and 102 referrals made to the in-prison reentry program. 68 of those came from the county prison, and 40 of those came from the pre-release center. Referrals in September was 6. And then referrals broken down by sentence. There were 15 probation violations, 28 were max outs, 37 were new cases, there were 26 domestics, and 2 contempt. Reentry services statistics for September. The average population per day was 73. Total intakes was 21. So there's a typo somewhere because the other one said 22. Total discharges was 5. Successful completions was 6. And the total EM participants, there was 33 for adult and 13 for juvenile. And that is all I have.
Are there any questions on either report?
Does that seem like a high number for juvenile? Is it usually around that number?
I don't believe it's, I think that's pretty average, I would
Average?
say. But I can check for sure and get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
I guess just to perhaps answer that, last month's report, there were 15 juveniles.
So maybe it is that, yeah.
Okay, the next prison board meeting will be on, I presume it's Friday?
No,
November-
no, that's why there's an asterisk there next to it.
You know,
And
I
I
had
wanted
to
to bring
say
that
that.
to the board's attention because Friday, the 11th is Veterans Day and it's a county holiday. Our next prison board meeting will be on the 10th, which is a Thursday.
Here at Executive Plaza.
Yes.
Okay. With that, is there any new business? From anyone on the board? Any new business, public comment? There being none, we now have to go into executive session. Warden?
Yes, if we could just find out where to contact Jill.
Yes, my extension is 2240.
Okay. Ryan, if you can stay on the line.
Okay, thanks.